Stephen A. Smith initially put out over Twitter, he wasn't touching it. That man has a right to his opinion. He's staying out of it. And I celebrated Stephen A. Smith for doing that when he put that out over Twitter and over social media. He since has pivoted and put together an 8 or 9 minute attack on Kwame Brown in a defense of Kwame's critics. And Curtis, I've gone back and forth on my feelings with Stephen A. Smith. You know, I think it was in 2012, maybe, I called out Stephen A. Smith in a column about his use of the N-word on ESPN. Stephen A. kept getting in the habit of saying nigga please on ESPN.
Oh, man.
And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he did it twice, let it go the first time, he did it a second time. I called him out, wrote a column, you know, talking about him and the show he was doing with Skip Bayless at that time. And Stephen A. Smith has never spoken to me since. I've made considerable outreach trying to end the beef, tried to be respectful of Stephen A. Smith and a supporter, but I have to say, I've been crystal clear. If you come at Kwame, I'm coming for your head. I can talk about Stephen A. Smith's playing career as a journalist. I'm qualified to do that. I've reached the very top, and I can recognize buffoonery and bullshit better than anybody else. And that's what Stephen A. Smith has been on, buffoonery and bullshit as a journalist. Stephen A. is uninformed. Stephen A. has never been someone who could write. White people, his editors have always covered for that. He's been basically an affirmative action sports writer who finally found a lane talking shit that he's qualified for. And that's why he moved out of the sports writing deal altogether and just talk shit, because he's never been able to write, and white people have had to carry him in that regard. And that's why he'll always be beholden to them. And that's why he'll always be a gatekeeper of the dysfunction and chaos and go along with the go along, get along game. This is typical of Stephen A. Smith. He's fucking uninformed, always. Stephen A. Smith went on ESPN television and criticized Marty Schottenheimer, football coach of the Chargers at that time, I believe, NFL coach at the time, he said he should have kicked on third down, so if they missed it, he could re-kick it on fourth down. Curtis, this motherfucker does not understand NFL rules. We all laughed at this shit at the time. You get one chance to kick a field goal. If you miss, you don't get to fucking re-kick it. A couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, Stephen A. Smith went on TV talking about a Chargers-Chiefs game and started talking about how he couldn't wait to see the Hunter Henry-Derrick Johnson matchup. Hunter Henry, tight end for the Chargers, Derrick Johnson, middle linebacker for the Chiefs. The only problem, and he talked about what a great season Hunter Henry had, and he couldn't wait to see this matchup on Monday night or whatever the hell it was. Hunter Henry had missed the entire season with an injury. He had not played. Derrick Johnson had been cut by the Kansas City Chiefs before the season. He wasn't on the roster. He's on TV talking about a middle linebacker that doesn't play for the Chiefs and a Chargers tight end who hadn't played all season. And he.
If you like the video, like the video. If you like me, subscribe. If you got something to say it in the comments. I'll get back at you. I'm out.